Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'll be introducing you to functions, so let's jump right in. Introduction. Alright, a function relates or maps a set of inputs to a set of outputs in a somewhat certain way. All the possible inputs are called the domain, and all of the possible outputs are called the range. Take the function y equals x squared minus 3. X is our input. Y is our output after doing the procedure x squared minus 3. Function tables. Alright, so on the left we have our inputs, or some of our inputs. And on the right we have some of our outputs. So what this table is saying is that, let's just say that x was equal to 1. X was equal to 1. Well, we could find out what y is, and we could write this right here. So basically, 1 squared equals 1, and 1 minus 3 equals negative 2. So now we know that right here, we can put negative 2. Alright, now what about when x is equal to 2? Well, 2 squared equals 4, and 4 minus 3 equals 1. So we know that this is 1. Alright, now let's just do one more. What about when x is equal to 3? Well, when x is equal to 3, well, let's just do this. So 3 squared equals 9, and 9 minus 3 equals 6. So we know that this is 6. Now, this may look like a function right here, but it actually isn't. And this is because, let's say our input was 4. So let's say we're trying to find the square root of 4. Well, the square root of 4 is 2, right? Well, it's also negative 2. And if it's positive and negative 2, then we just write this symbol right here. This plus with this minus. As if this might seem okay, right? There could be 2 outputs for one input. Wrong. A function is not a function unless the input has one output. I want you to remember that. Let's say we have I, which stands for input, and then we have 2 different outputs. Well, I can't result in this one and this one. It has to only result in this one or only result in this one. So let's say it resulted in this one. That's fine. Let's say I resulted in this one. That's fine. But I cannot result in both of them. This is wrong. An input cannot have 2 outputs. And also, just to demonstrate this one more time, let's say x is 1, the square root of 1 equals positive and negative 1. So this is not a function. We can also graph functions on the coordinate plane, but to make sure that these lines are functions, why don't we just start by trying to find out if this one right here is a function. So what you're going to do is draw a vertical line that runs through an x value. And you're going to find the line that you graph. So we find it here and here. And we also know that the set of all x values is our domain, and the set of all y values is our range, which means that one x value is an input and one y value is an output. But we have 2 y values here. We have a y value of 2 and a y value of negative 2. This is not a function. Still don't believe me? Well, we only have one x value for 2 y values, and that one x value is 4. And the 2 y values are 2 and negative 2. So this is not a function. Alright, now what about this line over here? Well, let's draw a vertical line how about we draw a vertical line that goes through the x value of 2? Positive 2. Alright, so when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, and you'll notice that we only ran into this line right here, once. So what about when x is equal to 0? Or when we run the line right through the origin, right on the y-axis? Well, when the line's right on the y-axis, and x equals 0, y equals -3. Now let's do one more. What if x equals -2? What if x equals -2? Well, when x is equal to -2, y equals 1. Y equals 1. And basically, the way this works is that you're supposed to move the vertical line left and right, and it should only intersect whatever line you've graphed, be it this line, once constantly. You should never run into it twice. And we know this is a function also because I know this is the same line, but let's just say that this is line A and this is line B. Line B will never meet line A, will never intersect. This is a function. Notation. All right, this is the most common sort of notation that you're going to see when it comes to functions. You're going to see f of x equals y. This is very, very common. And what's going on here is x stands for input. It stands for input. Y stands for output. And F stands for function. So, and what's going on here is that we're taking x and inputting it into f to get f of x, and that's how we pronounce it. We pronounce it f of x, not f times x, not f parentheses x. We pronounce it f of x, and then then f of x will give us an output y. And it's a good thing to note that y could also be an expression. For example, we could have the function f of x equals x squared plus 4x. So let's try to evaluate f of 3. F of 3. Well, f of 3 will give us an output 3 squared plus 4 times 3. So what comes first in the order of operations? Parentheses. And what we have in the parentheses is 3, so we can't do anything. Next is exponentiation. And you'll see that we have an exponent right here. So what is 3 squared? 3 squared equals 9. So now we have 9 plus 4 times 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. So now we have 9 plus 12, which equals 21. So f of 3 equals 21. F of 3 equals 21. And also, it's a good thing to note too, and it's also a good thing to note that f could be another letter. It could be c. We could be inputting x into the function c to get c of x, which could give us, I don't know, the result 3 minus x. So that could be our output, 3 minus x. So then we'd write this c of x equals 3 minus x. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. If you dislike this video, don't subscribe to my channel. But if you think somebody else might find this video helpful, please go send it to them. But for now, goodbye.